Say hi. Say hi, baby girl. Hi. Hi. Hello. Catalina and I are coming to you. You gonna breathe in my ear? We're coming to you with her 7 and 8th month vlog. I didn't get around to doing a 7-month one, or right at her 8th month, so we're doing it together, and she's now 8 months in like 10 days, so 12 days. 8.5 months, pretty much. So time is just flying by. I don't ever have time for anything anymore, it doesn't seem, but we're gonna get this in now. Better late than never. She's doing good, developing her little personality. You gonna throw that in there? Yes, she's a little busybody. She's not quite crawling. She actually took her first little crawling step yesterday, like forward. What? You just getting too tired? Should we put you down to go night? Mommy make the rest? Okay, you say night. Say night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. So, lots to say because it's been 2 months and not a lot of time to do it in. I keep running out of memory, so let's go quick. Catalina now has basically 4 teeth. She has her top 2, her one bottom one, and a side bottom one. So crazy. Her other bottom one is really, really close to coming through. I know it could be any day, and really her top 2 side ones are really close. It's just insane how many teeth she's getting all at once, it seems like. I think all these teeth are also causing her some stomach problems. She was extra grouchy this last week before that side one popped up, and these other ones are coming really close. And there was one day she just was horrible. I'd like screaming in pain, and I felt so bad for her. And beyond that, she's just been spitting up a lot. Like, we haven't dealt with spit up issues for so long, and then all of a sudden it's just been tons of spit up. Like, she's on her 2nd outfit now, and I don't even remember really going through outfits like that as a newborn. She always has spit up some, but not like this has been a ton. So we're dealing with that, and I think it's teeth related. It just kind of seems to be going hand in hand. She just went down for her nap. She takes 2 naps a day. We're getting better with her naps, but she's still not a good napper. I don't know that she'll ever be a good napper, but she naps on her own schedule, like when she wants to, but it could be anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours, and not usually 2 hours, 2 naps in a day, you know. Maybe once it'll be a 2-hour nap. More likely it's like an hour if we're lucky. That's 2 1-hour naps would be good. We've also discovered white noise as a background. We play Enya music in the background for her. I just start a CD and it runs all the way through, and when it stops, it stops. But at least it helps her get to sleep. It soothes her. It's kind of her cue to know it's time to go to bed. Because she oftentimes cries for a little bit when you first lay her down, but that helps. And also we have a box fan that we put in the hallway. And I think that helps to muffle any noises from us being down here, like me right now talking, or just it's consistent white noise, because the summer has been ungodly hot, and we had fans going, and then we got central air put in, and we didn't have any fans on anymore, and she was sleeping horrible. So we learned, oh, we need the box fan going on top of the music. So tons of white noise for her, and it seems to help a lot better, and I think that's helped with the consistency of her naps. She holds her bottle now herself. She has been for quite a couple weeks, probably since the beginning of the month, and it's not like she totally holds it, pulls it out, can slip out. No, she holds it, but it kind of slips sometimes, and she pulls it out and she'll put it back in, but not, you kind of want to make sure it's kept good. So we still help her with it, but it's kind of nice to have a little bit of freedom with your hands. She also now feeds herself. As of the beginning of this month, she started, if you put finger foods on her tray, she before would just play with them. And I don't get it, because she would put toys in her mouth. She's always put toys in her mouth, but so you'd think naturally she'd put food in her mouth, and she didn't forever. And then finally it's because she wanted to make a liar out of me, I'm sure of it, we were at my mother-in-law's, and I was telling them how, well, we can put food on her tray, she'll play with it, but she won't eat it. And what did she do? She played with it for a minute and then stuck it right in her mouth to eat. And ever since then, she gobbles food up right now, like right away. But of course she had to do it, you know, to make me look like I'm a big fat liar. She had her 6-month checkup. She was more like 6.5 months. But she weighed in at 15.69. That would not be good, 30 pounds already. 15.69 pounds, and she's 27 inches long. So that puts her to the 18th to 35th percentile for her weight, and 62 to 82 percentile for her height. So she's long and lean, and I really don't know why. She seems proportioned right to me, and she doesn't seem super long, and she doesn't seem super skinny, and I guess to me she seems more on the small side because we just got out last weekend the rest of her 6 to 9 month clothes. We had gotten out some summery stuff for the summer anyways before that, but we just got out the rest of it. So she seemed to go through a little growth spurt here recently. So we're in 6 to 9 months for sure, and actually like onesies and stuff, she's probably just really long in the torso because her onesies fit snug. And most of her onesies I take and turn into shirts anyways. I don't like onesies. I don't like to cover up her cute cloth diapers, so I take them and chop them off and zigzag stitch around it. And that also helps because then if they're, you know, they're not tight to have to be snapped, but if they're short, then they're becoming quickly belly shorts on her. So I guess that's where our length is. It's all in her torso. Remington, we'll go back to him in a minute, but he also has 5-year checkup. So we tried a sippy cup for the first time yesterday. She just seems, when she's eating her food at lunch and dinner, kind of like, I don't know, I get a little dry when I'm eating, so I'll think, you know, she seems a little, like, she'll kind of cough a couple times, like she's a little dry, she's a little parched. So I gave her a sippy cup with just a little bit of apple juice and watered down, and at first she didn't know what to do with it. She's biting it, she's like licking it, she was trying to suck with her mouth like open at the side, so I kind of just pushed on her cheeks, which forced it to close, and she got the suction then, and she was doing so good at it then, and just sucking away and kind of drinking, kind of letting it dribble down, but she loved using it. I don't know how often we'll really give her apple juice because it's still early and I really don't want to start on all that yet, but it was fun to try it, see if it worked, and she does. So maybe I would mix up some milk and even put it in there for her to use, but at least she amazingly could use a hard sippy cup. She waves bye-bye or hi. She's done that for a while, but really it seemed to trigger, like, she knows what it means, like, more so the last week. Clint went to lay her down for bed, and I told her night-night, and she waved, and as he was walking away. So that was so adorable and so awesome to see her connecting, you know, knowing what she's doing. She also now says mama, dada, baba, and night-night. Mama was her first word, and she's been saying for, like, since she was 5 months old, but dada quickly followed, although she doesn't say it nearly as much, and now just within the last couple weeks she started saying baba for brother and night-night, like night-night, na-na-na for night-night when she's really, really tired. That's pretty rare that she actually says it, but we know she's tired if she's saying that. She also now butt scoots. She's been doing that for well over a month, I would say. Probably at least a month. You know, she spends so much time sitting up and playing with toys. She's done so great at that. She really doesn't, we don't have to worry about too much about her falling over when she's sitting up. Very rarely she does if she gets distracted, but she can butt scoot now to places. And she was crawling backwards, totally not getting the whole forward motion, and it was driving her insane, and because it was driving her insane, it was driving me insane. She would cry and whine and like, why am I going backwards? Why am I getting further away from what I want? But yesterday, for the first time, she actually got forward motion with the hands and the knees. So I think we're in the right direction for crawling. Before, she was butt scooting to where she'd want to go, not like really quick, but just slowly kind of, moving her way along to get to places. And then she would use the butt scooting to get to places to try to pull herself up. And she had a couple instances where she fell over because she was trying to pull herself up, or got stuck on a knee and crying. She's like, I'm on one knee and I don't know what to do, help me. So she's learned more, like if you put your hands out, boom, she stands right up using your hands. But other objects she gets a little nervous to use. And I'm okay with that because it's still too doggone early for her to be doing this, and once that starts, it's just opening a whole nother can of worms of her being mobile and getting into things and not stopping. She just doesn't stop. So I know it's really, really soon though that she's gonna be off and walking, and it's gonna be a flash before I know it. But she also does really good in her walker. She can get wherever she wants to go, but I don't like her. No, she doesn't like, I don't mind. I'd like her to be in her walker and get wherever she wants, but she doesn't like it because it's constricting, like, it's got this much space around her, so she can't get to every little thing she wants. So she gets kind of frustrated in it pretty quick. She used to like being in it more, but now it's like, hey Mom, I'd rather be on the floor trying to butt scoot and crawl and do what I can do to get places rather than have this contraption tell me I can't get places anymore. So she'll spend a little bit of time in there. She likes it because she can try to pretend like she's big like her brother and chase him around, and he likes to go under the table and the chairs are in the way, so she can't get to him, but he likes to play that game and like hide in there and poke his head out and kind of play peekaboo at her, but more torment her. And she likes it for a while, but then she gets really pissed off that she can't get to him. Let's see. So the 4th of July was huge. I love fireworks. I love everything about the 4th of July. I love all that patriotic and excuse me. I love that. So I was majorly disappointed when we are going through a drought and they said no fireworks, and they canceled the big shows because of the drought. So I was devastated. Well, we live right by a lake, and they still had them the weekend before the 4th, and we had been really busy that weekend, been away, so by the time we got home and we're trying to lay her down and she's refusing to go to sleep, I mean full out screaming, crying, she's like overly tired, and I'm ready to give in and get her up anyways because I didn't know what else to do. And the fireworks started at the lake behind us, and I mean when they do them at the lake, it's like just far enough away that it's not loud, like you can hear the booms, but it's not super loud, but it's like directly in our backyard, like right behind us. And some of them even would come up and you swear are like they're coming over our yard. That's how close they are. Or at least our field, maybe not our yard, but our field, because we have 10 acres. So it's just really awesome. It's like they're just for us. So the fireworks were starting and she's screaming her head off, so I get her up and I bring her out to watch the fireworks, just see what her reaction is. And she totally calmed down and then just went spastic, like shaking. She was so excited over these fireworks. Like she would see them and she would just and then she'd scream, she'd squeal, and oh my goodness, it was crazy how crazy she was going over them. And it was really awesome to see, and I practically cried watching her because of how joyous it was for me and awesome it was to see that. And we've had our house up for sale for over a year now, and it's been really aggravating that we haven't sold it, and I've been kind of mad that we haven't sold it yet because I'd like to be in a new place, getting settled, having Catalina grow up at a new house. Just, I hate that it's going to be like this disruption, and I feel like it has been a disruption trying to sell the house. But then to have these fireworks, and there's so many things that I love about our house and the property, and I'm going to miss, and that's definitely one of them, is the surroundings and having the lake back there and the fireworks. So to be able to sit with her and watch her excitement for them, and knowing that because of the drought we wouldn't have gotten to see fireworks like that before, regardless if we wouldn't have lived here. So it was kind of this like aha moment where we are here for a reason still, and maybe there's still more of those moments to come, and that's why we're still here. So I'm really trying to look at it as a positive thing, but that kind of made all these headaches of open houses and keeping the house in pristine condition when you've got 2 little kids. It's really hard, and they call and there's a showing, and it can be crazy, and so it made it all worth it. And it was like, I don't even know how to say it. It was just awesome, just a really, really awesome moment. I think that's pretty much everything for her. So then for Remington, he turned 5 last month. 5, oh my goodness. And so when I took Catalina in for her 6-month checkup, we did Remington's 5-year checkup. And he is 41 inches tall and weighs 38.7 pounds, which puts him in the 37th percentile for his weight and only the 16th for his height. He's so doggone short, and I feel so bad for him, which kind of like helps us solidify our decision and not to start him in kindergarten this year. He's a really smart kid, but he's just turned 5. So most kids that are starting kindergarten turn 5 sometime last year, or last school year, I should say. So the fact that he just turned 5, he would be one of the youngest in his class, and just that maturity level right now, you know, at this young age, a couple months can make a huge difference. And I feel like he will just benefit from an extra year in preschool where he can learn more, he can interact more with kids his age, and he can just mature a little bit and hopefully grow a little bit so he's not still one of the shortest ones in his class, because that's my fear now. Is like, he's 5, he'll be 6 when he starts kindergarten, so he's going to be one of the oldest in his class, and he's still going to be one of the smallest because he's so tiny. But I guess you could just say, like, he gets his shortness from me, even though, you know, being adopted, he doesn't truly get anything biologically from me or Clint, but he's just so tiny, and I don't know, we will have to hope that he gets taller, because he wants to be tall like Clint, who is 6'3", and it's just probably not going to happen. But for his birthday we did Angry Birds, and it was so much fun. I, for the first time, worked with fondant, and I made his cake, and I'll try to attach some pictures, but it was a lot of fun. The fondant, it's a trip if you've never worked with it. Working with it 2 days before, like, I made the cake 2 days before his party, and started working with the fondant the day before his party, and was working on it till 2 o'clock in the morning of his party, and then got up that morning and worked on it till, like, his party. It was insane. I spent way too many hours on this cake that I wanted to look perfect, but it looked awesome, if I do say so myself. And I made a piñata for him like I always do, and we made a game, like, with water balloons that you threw at cans that looked like the pigs, and so it was just all around good time. Kids his age showed up, so he got to play with them and just had such an awesome time, and it just was really, really great. Like, this was a really fun birthday for him. So this was a good summer. It's been really, really good, and school for him starts after Labor Day, preschool that is. So I'm looking forward to that, and I know he's looking forward to it. So I think that wraps everything up. I've probably forgotten a million things.